All right. Hello, everyone. This is the Evening Sesh podcast with Junior Bravo, and I have some guests here.
Hello, my name is Gracia. I'm a junior here at UNR. Just wanted to say thank you, Junior, for inviting me on.
My name's Jake Van Ostrin. I'm a sophomore here at UNR, and I would like to thank Junior as well.
Yeah, no. Thank you guys for even coming on here. It's been a while. Long a dude freaking episode for sure.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have been hyping it up and stuff like that. I'm really excited.
Is this your first podcast without Chris?
Yeah, this is my first one without Chris.
How's that?
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a little different, but like it's whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. No, for sure. Oh, man. All right, I got a question for both of you.
Yeah.
All right, what kind of secret society would you like to start?
Ooh, let me think. Secret society, what I would like to start?
Yeah, like say you made like a secret like cult or something like that. Like what would you do with it?
Yeah, so I've actually always wanted this to happen. I'm just going to start off by saying I want a cult full of a female following, as I am the cult leader. I really like reading about like the Manson family and all that stuff, and just how he had a bunch of young women just taking drugs and listening to him, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Don't agree about all the stuff he's done, but I feel like a cult full of ladies is pretty kick-ass.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty interesting. Like a Manson like following type.
Yeah, something like that, something along those lines.
You're just like, yo, I'm the man.
I am the man.
I am the man. I'm that dude.
I'm the last man on earth.
What are you, Jake?
I'd probably start a cult of people that say they're 5'10", but they're 5'9", just because I believe that a lot of people talk about short kings, but people will understand that there's a bigger group of those people.
Short man mafia. What about you? Junior?
What would I start? I would start like a weird like drug cult, but I wouldn't take any of the drugs. I would just like brainwash them into thinking like
Oh, okay.
like just like different things. I would just like
Kind of like a Jonestown type of thing.
Jonestown, and I would be like, all right, yo, at the end of it, let's hit the Kool-Aid, and then I just run away.
Yeah, Jonestown is crazy. Just imagine that, having like 5,000 people leave their families in the country,
Yeah.
go to, I don't know where Jonestown is, but and then realize that you fucked up and say, hey, just drink the fucking Kool-Aid, and everyone just died. What's that thing? And also that Lil Uzi album's like the Eternal Take. It's like based off of a cult too. What
Really?
do you know what it's called?
No, but I remember I saw from like everyone knows who Nardwuar is.
Nardwuar.
Right?
Yeah.
And he shows him and he talks to Uzi about all like these cult things he talks about on his stream, and he's also even mentioned like selling his soul, and he goes like because someone asked him on Instagram Live, they're like, did you sell your soul for fame? He goes, no, I sold my soul for you. And he's like, I sold my soul so you guys could hear this music. And then he brings out this poster, and it's like some demonic, like fucking crazy looking god. And he goes, at the age of like, what was it, the 27 Club.
Yeah.
And he goes, when I turned 27, I was like, my soul will go to this man. I'm dying for this man. And it's like
Jesus.
some demonic fucking thing. Yeah, but I mean, he's 27 now, but he said at the age of 27. So I guess we got
So
another,
I guess
like,
this is the year.
yeah. I mean, I think his
That's
birthday was like
crazy.
a month ago. So we
Yeah.
got like 11 months to decide.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, I would want to do that with like my cult and like, but I would like make them have like a membership fee too. Like it would become like a fraud scam too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So kind of like a fraternity.
Yeah, like and then I would do that, and then and then like I would disappear. Like I would be like, oh, I got sent to heaven or something, and I'm just like in Canada or Mexico.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie like Eyes Wide Shut?
No.
Yeah.
It's Stanley.
I've heard about
it's
that.
Stanley Kubrick. He made like The Shining, like Full Metal Jacket, all those
okay.
kind of weird
Yeah.
movies in like the 60s, 70s. Anyway, so the movie essentially is just about all these elite people in New York wear masks, and basically fucking Tom Cruise just comes, infiltrates it, and it's just all these people wearing masks and having a big ass like sex orgy. But then they see that, it's weird. But then they end up killing people. It's kind of crazy. But like what I think that was cool about it is that like Kubrick died. This was his last movie, and he died 6 months after making it from mysterious causes. And
I read about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what he's talking
you
about.
guys should watch it. It's pretty interesting.
You know
I
the
mean,
movie
it's called Eyes Wide Shut.
Eyes Wide Shut.
They make
for
sure.
People
make jokes about it too. Like let's
Yeah.
have an eyes wide shut
Shut
party.
party.
Yeah.
Which is just like let's have like a huge
Orgy,
huge
like a
fucking
masquerade.
orgy.
That's
Yeah,
literally
like
all it is.
It's a masquerade orgy.
Like I was watching it, and then like I remember my my mom walked in of me watching it, and it's the worst scene. Of course, it's when your mom walks in and just fucking
That's the worst part.
Worst part, bro.
That's how one time I was watching Project X with like my friends, like in like a trailer.
Uh-huh.
We were in Pismo, and it was Project X when like all their boobies were getting shown.
Oh yeah.
And my brother was with me, and my dad was like, "What the fuck are you watching right now?" And I'm like, "It's not even about that."
Where the swimming pool scene?
Yeah, the swimming pool
yeah.
swim, and he walked in on that, and I just was like, "Well, this is embarrassing for all of us."
I think that's every college kid's dream, though,
Oh,
to have a party like
Project
that.
X.
That
Yeah.
was-
Which is funny because they're in high school, but like right now, like I don't even know how they got the funding for that. You know, it was
Well,
just like
isn't
mysteriously
it-
like a bunch of people just showed up.
Didn't it happen in Australia? Like it's loosely based on.
I think everyone who's trying to do a party now is just they're
trying to replicate.
trying to
that.
replicate that. I mean, that was
Yeah.
my dream. I think his name. I forget the main character. I think it was Drew or Andy. But what's funny about that movie is the reason why his parents go out of town is because it's their anniversary and it's on his birthday. And my parents' anniversary is also on my birthday.
Are you
so
serious?
so yeah, me watching that in
Oh,
high
you're
school,
like, yeah.
I'm like that's me. You know,
That's got. I'm gonna do it.
yeah.
I'm gonna send it.
Yeah, so that's why I became party chair with Jake for our fraternity.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Just in the hopes I'll throw a party like that for him.
Oh yeah,
I just hope people come to my party.
that's.
Oh, sad.
That's
no,
sad.
I'm joking.
Oh no, you're good.
But yeah, no, like I remember like watching that as a kid, and that was like, what is it like? That's like the original like old school like party movie. Like that was like
Yeah,
our
no.
Superbad. I feel like,
I don't
like
think
for our
there's-
generation, because Superbad, like we grew up with it, but like
Yeah.
Superbad was a little bit before us though.
I mean, I think it was just a smart movie. It was just like a found footage kind of movie. It had a great cult
I love
following.
those movies.
And and it was all about a fucking kick-ass party at the end.
Yeah.
So, you know.
It was like every high schooler's dream because I remember even like coming from Vegas, it was like every party was sketchy. You didn't know what you were gonna get. I remember
Yeah.
I can't even. I mean, even Drew can
Dude.
attest to this too. Like how many times like I've seen like people pull out a gun
Oh, yeah.
in like
Jesus.
like suburban areas, and like I
Bro,
don't know, just
Bro, this is my mom's house.
Yeah,
Like,
and yeah, the guys always like
Yeah.
respect that. Yeah, I remember that.
Respect
That's
the
literally
house.
what happened. The guy was kicking these guys out, and he was like, "Bro, respect this house. Like this is my parents' house." And the
they
guy
pull a
was like,
gun.
he was like, "Break yourself, fool!" And he pulled out a gun.
Dude,
I was like,
everyone, for
"What
some
the
reason,
hell?"
everyone had a gun in Vegas. Like, I went to a private school in Vegas. I'm not gonna say which one, but what happened was it was my first party, and it was still in a nice suburban, like the nice area of Vegas. First party, high school party I've ever been to. Get the parents come back home, it gets shut down, so everybody's in the street. And then all of a sudden, I turn around and I see this guy pull out a gun, points it at me, smiles, and points it up in the air, and just shoots 3 shots in the air.
He's what was it called from the other guys? It's like a death shot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
death
You ever
shot.
done a desk pop?
It was
Done
a scary-
desk
It's like a
pop?
desk
Yeah.
pop.
Scariest feeling ever. And then I
Yeah.
remember my sister dropped me off, and I called her. I was like, "Hey, so there's like literally like helicopters and like police cruisers here. Like, I need you to pick me up." She's like, "What the fuck happened?" But I don't know. That just always seems to happen in like parties in like Vegas and stuff. Or like I don't know.
I wish the vibes were like Project X.
Yeah.
They'll never be that way. Oh, but, like get a gnome full of ecstasy, just pop it real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those kids were ahead of their time.
These kids were crazy, dude. I wasn't doing all that shit in fucking.
I think
high
I'm
school.
older than those kids right now. I could have been doing that 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, at that time, but
How much money and damages do you think that?
oh
like,
no, he like went to jail, right? Like for a little bit, like
Yeah.
for like a month or two, and then he
I-
had a
I remember just his dad saying, "Well, you can kiss your college tuition
yeah.
goodbye."
wait,
But,
they put,
but he's like, I'm glad you pulled it off or something like that.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
no for sure. And then it's like I don't know. So you guys are from Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always ask these when I hear people from Vegas, how is it growing up there?
It's not what everyone thinks it is. I don't know.
Mhm.
I wasn't born in a casino.
My dad's not a card player. My mom's not a stripper.
Yeah.
You know, I don't live on the strip. There's actually suburban areas in Vegas. Honestly, the strip is just for it's honestly tourism, really. Like
Yeah.
I
No, it's-
barely go to the strip.
It's a money
Over
trap.
there. Yeah,
No,
it is.
literally, that's why like the economy in Vegas is so like powerful is because like you'll see in California
It's
that
growing.
like things are a lot more expensive in California because they like obviously California gets tourism because of their beaches,
Everything, yeah.
some of their
Yeah.
nightlife and stuff. I mean, I've been to San Francisco. I see
Yeah.
the nightlife in San Francisco. It's sick. I love
Yeah.
it there. But in Vegas, it's
Solely.
you don't and the number one thing my mom taught me growing up is casinos don't make money off of people winning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's people before me that I probably played the same machine as. I've maybe lost like $5 and thrown it in. These people probably have lost like hundreds of thousands in
Yeah.
it. Like that's why they always say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas because no one wants to go home and tell their wife that they
Totally.
just bankrupted
Yeah,
themselves.
they feed on addiction. But honestly, but with Vegas though, it's honestly a great area anyway. I mean, the housing market, it's booming right now with the Raiders Stadium, and I know there's like talks with even getting the Oakland A's as a rumor.
Yeah.
But it's just there's a lot, which is crazy to me. There's no one should actually live in the desert of Las Vegas. Like I don't know how the fuck we pull it off, or they pulled it off before us, but they really did. And just the history of Vegas, like if you read into it, just like
mobsters,
and all
Mafia,
that stuff,
all that
and
stuff,
it's really nice. Yeah.
Well, that actually brings me to a show that Drew put me on to.
Drunk History.
Drunk History.
Oh, I love that show.
If anyone listening has never seen that show, it's on Hulu right now. It's hilarious. It's about a bunch of guys who just get absolutely hammered, and then they talk about the history of all over, and but like whatever they say, so they'll be like slurring their words, cussing, and then they get people to act it out in like real like Western themed stuff, and they'll like say what they say.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
They have pretty respectable actors on
and
the
it's
show,
actually
too. It's really
no,
nice.
there's
And
like
it's
some people.
informative, too.
If you guys have ever seen *Inglourious Bastards* or *Jojo Rabbit*, one of the
Yeah.
commanding officers in there, forget his name, but if
Yeah.
you ever seen the movie, he's also in there. That's was the start of his career before *Jojo Rabbit*, which is probably one of the best movies I've ever seen.
I've heard that.
It's insane.
Yeah.
My mom's like obsessed with World War II, so
Oh.
I seen like *Jojo Rabbit*, *Inglourious Bastards*.
Yeah.
Those
That's
are
weird
just
your
like
mom's obsessed. It's usually older men that are obsessed with World War
It's
II.
usually
Yeah.
dad.
I feel like dad's
reading
just-
about submarines and stuff, and like just watching like History Channel and stuff like that, the documentaries.
Yeah.
dude.
My dad is not. My dad was never like into stuff like that. He wasn't.
Really?
He was not like. He wasn't like the sharpest knife. I love my dad, but he was never about like school or like
Yeah.
history and stuff. But my mom was. She like forced it onto me. She also made me like listen to '70s music and stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, going back to like the Vegas economy, yeah, like I remember during quarantine and stuff like that, they were like, yeah, Vegas is down 90%, and it's like pure solely off of just tourism. Like it's not like
yeah.
you guys are going into like the casinos or anything like that. Mostly, it's like people who will go there and try to spend $100,000 because they know
Yeah.
they're going to be spending that much, and it's like,
Yeah, I mean, I think at first everyone had a hard time, with quarantine. But I think honestly, Sisolak was one of the few like state representatives or governors that actually handled it well. The only time I didn't agree with him is when he brought back the casinos and stuff, because a week later we had to go back.
yeah,
But now we're handling it well. Most of the most of the casinos, they have infrared cameras. And so they don't even have to do a temperature check when all that stuff happened.
yeah,
So they would just they would read you at your body heat, and someone would come up to you and say you got to leave and stuff like that. But no, it's crazy. They don't really mess around on the strip or anything like that.
They
There's
really can't.
millions of cameras
Yeah.
everywhere. I don't. Not that many people have succeeded in robbing Vegas casinos. They have
I never understood like what like goes in your head. Like I know like O.J. Simpson tried, right?
O.J.
Yeah,
Simpson
yeah.
tried to steal. Didn't he try to steal his Heisman Trophy back?
He tried to
right?
steal I think he tried to steal guns.
Oh, but he also that was the reason he was just recently in jail. He tried to
Yeah.
steal like his college, or I think it was his NFL trophies back.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to steal his Heisman back because they had it in in some hotel,
Yeah.
and yeah, he tried to hit a heist and he got caught, and he went to jail for like 10 years.
Has anyone like recently like I don't know like what goes is it's like robbing a bank, but even more so. I feel like because casinos are locked.
You
down,
know what?
locked
You
down.
got to get because I don't really want to talk about it. This is Evan. You got to get Evan on here, which is one of our friends, our roommates. Junior knows him. I think it's one of his family members actually was a famous robber in one of the casino
Really?
heists. But and
He was
eventually
telling me about
yeah,
that.
he eventually got caught. But and I remember even hearing about it as a kid when like on the news. But yeah, you got to ask him about that. But I don't really know anybody that really try to rob stuff. But going back to the economy, the reason I feel like the reason why Vegas stayed so pure and strong. I mean, I've seen as someone growing up with Vegas, we've seen it like grow like anybody can imagine. I mean, after Route 91, the big massacre in Las Vegas, I think that that really brought the whole city together.
Yeah.
I've never
United
seen
you guys and stuff.
I've really never seen so many people wanted to come together and help. I remember I was in high school the next day. I remember what happened because it would happen on a Sunday night, right? And then I went to class on Monday. And all my friends, like, we literally just told our dean, we're like, look, hey, we kind of just want to get out of here and just, like, donate blood or give water to all the victims and help out however we can. And Vegas just, like, I don't think it's a city that can really die. I mean, it's only growing and it gets brighter and brighter.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard about a new freaking moon. Have you seen the Moon Resort? They want to so I don't know what company or someone who owns one of the casinos wants to put a resort that is shaped of the moon. and it's a sphere, and it's just one big ass moon, and it's supposed to be like a space themed kind of resort.
They just opened another one too. What was it?
Resort World.
Resort World.
Yeah, that new one.
It's,
and this one's weird. I haven't checked it out, but
doesn't it cost like money to just even be in there? I think. I'm pretty
well,
sure it's
No,
very big.
like a cover fee
well,
to get in.
Yeah.
The big thing about them is they don't use cash.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Use,
that's what it was.
They use only Bitcoin, or if you have cash, you give them your cash, and then they give you a credit card.
That's what I was gonna ask. Was it like it's a
like,
crypto casino, like crypto casino?
So I don't know if you've ever seen this, being from Cali, but what they do a lot of the time is even in the smaller casinos like Sunset Station, they'll give you what's called they have a logo. It's called We Heart Locals, and they give you a card, and you can just by putting it in the machine, win or lose, you build credit, and you can use that for like room stays, food and stuff like that. It's crazy, like how much like being a local will cover you. Get like free parking on the strip and stuff like that.
So much stuff, especially with the Stations casinos. So like Jake was talking about Sunset. So Station Casinos, they're owned by the Fertittas at Las Vegas. They own the Palms Now, Stations, Red Rock, all these casinos, and it's usually in the areas of where locals stay at. So like where we stay at. So that's where you see. I mean, my parents, love gambling and stuff like that, and they have that card. What Jake was talking about, and my dad is actually like. I mean, you build up a membership, and like you build up your rank, and the higher your rank is, he gets free hotels, like to any any place, any food stuff. We got like comped on the buffet when I went there with them. I mean, I tell my parents it's like a retirement home.
Really, my grandma even has like a local residency because she visits so much there. So they'll do like you start off with like a red card, and then you go to like a yellow, then like a silver, then like a gold, then a platinum, then like a blue and it's like crazy like what you get. But like you can the weird thing is like casinos, what they like to do for like advertisement is they like to say that this person won $70,000 in video poker, because everyone's like, man, I want to be that person. And it's genius, because every time I saw that when I was a little kid, I was like, oh man, when I turn 21, I'm gonna get that 70 grand, baby. And it's a very miracle thing. But also Drew mentioned the housing economy. Like when we were young, I was only like 8 years old when the housing market crashed in Vegas. So a house, just to show like how much the economy is like coming back up, is we bought a 2-story house, 2,500 square feet, for $199,000, right? Yeah. We've put about maybe $80,000 in renovations, redone whole front yard, practically the whole house, put a swimming pool in. It's now priced at $650,000.
Yeah, dude, it's booming, and
it's insane right now.
It's crazy.
I interned for a real estate company before coming up to Vegas, so that's why coming up to Reno, and that's why I'm like and Reno's also growing too. I see a lot of people from North Cal coming here, people even from Washington, Colorado.
Oh
everywhere.
yeah, it's a booming city just like Vegas is. And
Nevada's just it keeps growing. But I remember when I was as an intern there, one of the so they have to see the data of when the housing market's gonna crash and when it's gonna grow or whatever, and they said that a lot of real estate realtors and brokers are kind of scared right now because it's just so good that it could crash at any moment. That's just how booming. I mean, I think it was in 2015. I mean, I don't know if you remember, Jake, but like in 2015, all of a sudden you just see a bunch of apartments and houses just building out of nowhere, and that's because we were still recovering from 2008, but then boom, right when it was 2015, you just see Summerlin growing, you see Henderson growing, and it's just
So going off of that. Actually, right by my house, there's if no one knows what Section 8 housing is, it's pretty much like housing for like
low class,
either like single
families.
parents, low income families. Yes. So there was like a huge building project that was known, because there was always this huge dirt lot by my house, and it was owned by this guy who was like a complete lunatic. He was like, I'm never gonna sell this land, F the government, I'm not selling this, no one's gonna buy it, and then he sold it in 2015. Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure the government gave him like
huge thing.
Probably just offered him more money than he would ever expect.
Yeah. Speaking about that is like so my parents they knew someone who rented their apartments out to the government for Section 8 housing. They say it's the best way to because you don't have to worry about people getting evicted because the government takes care of it.
No.
It's one of the best. He was like, I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to do any of this. It's all ran through the government.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of people in the neighborhood that was concerned about low income families.
Yeah.
But I was maybe 13 at the time when that happened. I was looking at it as like, oh, like these people need a home and there's room for these people to live.
Yeah.
So the apartments were nice. These apartments were blowing up there. I was like, man, I want to live there. I had a nice house and everything. I was like, looks nice there. They got a swimming pool.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, and you just see them pop up everywhere off of like Horizon and Horizon over by like the Green Valley area.
Yeah.
It was all these nice new apartments. It was like the lower parts of Henderson and like the southeast of Vegas was starting to just blow up again.
How was your time in Vegas when you were there, Junior? Because I know you came with us for Life is Beautiful.
Oh yeah, I went to Life is Beautiful. It was a great time. My experience was like it is its own city. I don't know how to explain. Like I've been to LA, I've been to Northern California. That's pretty much it. That goes in my travels. But California is huge. But most of my travels in my life have been just to California and stuff like that. But I've been to Vegas when I was like 8. I don't remember much because we were on the Strip and stuff like that. It was for my sister's like cheerleading competition, and I just remember like the big the Eiffel Tower, like little Paris and all that, and little New York.
The Paris.
And then I remember just seeing the tigers or the lions.
Yeah.
But when I came, it was like it has its own characters.
It definitely has its own culture, and that's what I wanted to talk about. I mean, I don't really know much about the adult character because I grew up in Vegas, and now being an adult, I'm in Reno, Nevada. But what I tell people all the time who are from Cali, like I told Tyler Hill, one of our friends from Cali as well, who went to Life is Beautiful. Growing up, there's definitely a what I call a house culture. And it's just like a bunch of people hanging out on the weekends in other people's houses. There's not really much to do. There's not much weather for children to go to. There's not. I mean, what would you say, Jake? Like, I mean, we're just hanging out in houses, going to house parties and stuff like that, or just hanging at a friend's house. That's really what it was for me in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean,
It's besides playing sports, obviously, that's the only really time going out and stuff.
well, I mean, it was 117 in the summer, so
Yeah.
it was still like it was a task to play outside.
Correct,
But the nearest beach was San Diego, or Mission Beach. That's where actually I went a lot with my friends. We would go surfing.
Yeah.
It was about 5.5 hours minimum.
Yeah.
But actually, probably one of my best California experiences was we rented like a timeshare right off the beach.
oh yeah.
And it was a 1-minute walk to the beach.
Yeah.
I was very fun. That's what made me like fall in love with California because I was finally old enough to enjoy it. But yeah, it was Drew's right. It's very house culture. Like it'd be weird if I never lived in Vegas before or any of Nevada. And as soon as I turned 21, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Vegas. And seeing all that again, it'd be kind of like stunning.
Yeah.
I see why people hype Las Vegas up, but like I said, living there, I've been to casinos. I've explored there. I'm almost kind of grateful that I wouldn't be like I wouldn't like celebrate my 21st birthday there, just because I know how the city works.
Yeah.
Oh, they got you.
No,
They
love
got,
tourists.
especially in those clubs. I know a lot of clubs hire they hire like attractive females, and they go there and they basically hang out with the big spenders. They get paid to hang out with the big spenders and get them to purchase more drinks in a way.
Big high rollers.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, clubbing is just. I mean, it's in Vegas. It's
It's
very,
just clubbing. I mean,
I mean, they like to gut your money, but I
Yeah.
mean, it's fun for people.
It's an aesthetic feeling if you have the money for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're just throwing money and you got money for it, you're having the best night of your life.
and it's like for the experience.
If you
It's
roll
like,
over and check your bank account in the morning
you don't want
and
to.
you don't have the money for that, you're gonna be in pain. But yeah, it's a nice feeling though, knowing that like I'm smarter than that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like the one piece of advice I could give to somebody is that it's not just one night of your life. It's your life if you financially dig that hole.
Things will actually follow you in Vegas. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like that's like that saying, like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I mean, I think that's just what people say in the moment, to have fun and just to do whatever they haven't done before. But, things will come back to you in Vegas and stuff like that, just like anywhere else.
That's why it's called the Sin City, right?
Yeah, it definitely is.
So, also going back to the what you were talking about stealing. So actually, it's probably better if people try to steal from casinos now because you get a slap on the wrist
Really?
and probably go to jail just
yeah.
for like something like
day.
that. But back in the day, going
when
off
the mobs when the mobs ran
when the
the-
mobs
yeah.
ran the casinos,
Yeah.
you'd be done.
Yeah.
If you, my great uncle Jimmy, who's my mom's uncle, he told me that Vegas around that time, like he went back in, man, he's old now. Yeah, like back in the '60s. If you or even later than that,
They
he
did
was
not
that was
fuck
like when
around.
they were getting no. If you pulled something wrong, if you pissed off the wrong dude,
person,
you
yeah.
bumped into the shoulder somebody, like you were kaputs.
But
You know, you were done.
yeah.
And then there's like it's said like that desert road out in the middle of nowhere in Vegas is where hundreds and thousands of bodies are buried. Because I think the mob used to have a pact. I don't know. I think I heard this from my history teacher actually. The mob used to have a pact where they never wanted to kill on the strip or in Vegas. They take you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean I don't know how true that is.
It's
I don't
because
really,
of territory.
Yeah.
I feel like that makes sense because it's like if someone steps onto your territory and you kill the wrong guy
yeah.
on someone else's territory, it's like.
Do you think the mob's still in Vegas, Jake? I don't know.
Yes.
I definitely feel like
Or anywhere else.
Descendants.
What about you, Jun? You think
Yeah.
the mob's
100%. I don't think they're as like known as they were, obviously. But they still do the gambling. They still do.
Yeah.
They have. I wouldn't say so much extortion now as how they used to do it because it's like there's a lot more not as family ran like companies now. It's more like commercial, so it's a lot harder for them to do like the I protect you type thing. I think it's more of the gambling, and there's degenerate gamblers all over this country.
Well,
And then like they just still run what they do, and it's not also too is like they also like work with other people too. Like they probably work with like the Mexican cartels. They probably work with like the Canadian mafias. Canadian mafia is a real thing. I just learned about that not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, the cartel is its own element, though. I mean, I think.
Well, that's different.
Yeah.
That's a
It's a
whole
other
nother thing.
Well,
Exactly.
it was like also when you talked about robbing casinos, it was not like it wasn't like someone came in there and like found a vault of money.
yeah.
It was like what a big thing in Vegas was counting cards. So, counting cards is essentially like having like the one up on these guys, and mob guys did not like feeling like they got bamboozled. They would get livid, and then that's normally what you would say. They take them in a car, take them off the reservation. I mean, I bet you the Sahara is loaded with like a bunch of bodies that have crossed
Right.
the line.
Counting cards isn't it's not illegal, but it's frowned
It's
upon.
frowned upon. Yes.
Frowned
And I was going to
upon.
say that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They but the mob didn't care what was legal or illegal.
Yeah.
It was
Well, I mean,
organized
they
crime.
had their own fucking
But
rules.
so
They
now
were doing was illegal anyways.
But now, like I mean, they still have, like I said, if you walk into any Vegas casino now, you just see tons of cameras. There's probably as many cameras as there are machines. Like
Jeez.
they're everywhere, and there's always people watching and stuff like that. So I mean, if you're gonna go to Vegas and you're 21 and you gamble, have fun, but don't be a jackass.
Don't be a degenerate idiot.
I mean, yeah.
Just and if you add too much, stay away from the machines. If you lose big, don't be like, oh, the next shot's gonna be mine.
Yeah, this
You know-
isn't The Hangover.
Yeah, this isn't. No. Zach Galifianakis is not gonna come out
Yeah.
with a counting cards and
Yeah,
blackjack book
But
and save the day.
Yeah.
the mobs aren't in the casinos, but the people who own the casinos and who are actually are inside, they're actually still smart. A lot. If you look at the floors are almost like they look they have a nice design where they look like they're moving to make you feel almost like you're high. You get free drinks when you sit down. They want you to drink more so you spend more, and they also pump the air with oxygen just to keep you up.
Mhm.
They literally pump the air with oxygen in some casinos to keep you up.
Another thing I heard, they have no windows, so you don't know what time it
Correct.
is.
Yes.
And then
You get lost in the casinos.
yeah.
It's almost like a maze.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why if you ever see any like poker tables and stuff, they're always like more towards the center. Like the
Yeah.
high roller tables are more towards the center,
Mhm.
where you sit in like a huge. There's like it's like an aesthetic look because every time you look up, you always see more tables and more tables,
Yeah.
and it's.
All right. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going. Sorry that we had a little technical difficulties. We might. We'll figure it out in the
No,
the editing.
Jeff's got it.
Jeff's got it.
Yeah.
Shout
El
out to
Jefe,
Jeff.
El Jefe.
El Jefe.
El Jefe. Yeah. No, definitely. I feel like we're going on a pretty good. We just got stopped. So
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, Vegas, crazy.
Yeah.
How is it like? So like I coming from California and then going to Reno.
Uh-huh.
It's like a culture shock a little bit. Like it's just way different. There's casinos everywhere. There's like everything. How do you? Is it like a mini Vegas or is it like it's different? Like, is it its own deal?
Honestly, one of the weirdest things I learned about Reno is that a lot of older people live here. So like and you know what? It's kind of I made this connection too when I was a freshman. It was like I kind of feel like somebody who had just moved to Vegas for the first time, but in a smaller scale. You know what I'm saying? People live here. This isn't just a college town.
Yeah.
We used to live like 15 minutes off campus, So we were in a very suburban neighborhood
Yeah, there was
last year.
There's a lot of families around too, you know.
And it was like we were very unaware. You know, we're just a bunch of
the frat boys move
yeah,
in.
we're like a bunch of, even though our neighbors were really cool, we were just like a bunch of frat dudes that like moved in, and you know, we would have our fun, and then we wake up in the morning and like, you know, go get breakfast or something, or go to class, and we just see our neighbors and, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like there's like families and stuff. I always remember when I come home from class, like in the middle of the day, there would always be like these kids playing in the street. And I'm like, wow, I really live in a neighborhood where there's like children around.
I really, dude, the one thing I saw a tweet, and it made me laugh way too harder than it should. I forgot what kids were for a second, being in college.
No, same. No, honestly, same. Going back home, I'm just like looking, like seeing at like, because I lived next to like the elementary school I grew up in or went to, and seeing just children, I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, like I really just hung out with adults this whole time being in Reno.
God, those things exist.
No, they exist, yeah. But I forgot his name, but this guy in my communications class, he is from Reno, and
shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to you. I really like what he said because he's from Reno. He says that Reno doesn't know what it wants to be. It's like it's trying to do its own thing. Like, I mean, there you have the Aces Stadium, the minor league team, right across the street from the strip club, and then right there, right smack in the middle, you have the strip. But then you have the campus of the university, right next to like liquor stores and freaking the bars. But then you have an elementary school next to that too. Like there's just so many things that Reno is trying to do, and it doesn't know what it wants to be, but it works. It's so small, and it works what it has. And like I said, that's growing too. And I really like the past 3 years of living here in Reno. I got to know it and appreciate it better. The people here, I mean, they're very nice and respectful, and they honestly, coming from Vegas, the culture that people have in Northern Cal and Reno is very different from the culture in Vegas. I feel like people are more kind. Sorry to people in Vegas, but I feel like they're I mean, not that they're no more kind, but they're just they're not as rude. And I feel like
fucking assholes.
I was I mean, I feel like I was an asshole coming up here, but it's very different. A lot of guys from San Francisco too have this like very like I feel like vintage aesthetic to them. I feel like a lot of the guys I hang out like they look like guys that my dad would hang out with.
Like Tyler Hill.
Yeah, Tyler, Brian.
Shout out to Tyler.
Those guys. They have old souls. They definitely have old souls.
Yeah, living
you
in
too, Junior.
Yeah, living in the city. Like I'm not from there. I'm from like kind of the countryest of California, like the armpit of California, as I like to call it. Like it's just a different. Even if you talk to someone from like LA and then have someone talk from the Bay Area, different. Like you'll see the difference. Like you'll have like the guy from Northern California is wearing North Face and a Giants hat, and then you got talking to the guy in LA who's wearing like skinny jeans and a freaking backwards hat.
I can definitely see that,
Yeah.
and that's why I think like Reno, North Cal definitely connect, and Vegas and Southern Cal definitely connect.
Yeah.
But when
definitely.
you bring those two together, there's a reason why I didn't go to UNLV and I went to UNR. I feel like it's the culture. It's a culture college over here, and there's more faces and more of a community. If you go to UNLV, you don't get that community. You don't get these mixing of cultures. I mean, there's people in our fraternity and that I've met. There's people from Alaska, from Colorado, Washington, New York, all over. And I just feel like I wouldn't get that chance to meet those people in UNLV.
It'd be like if I just did 4 more years of high school.
I would be living with my parents still and just going to college, which I mean, you know, I don't mind it, but you know, I want to be my own man and grow up, which I know you guys do too.
I've heard that like UNLV is the commuter school. It's one of the like it's like you go to school there and then you go work or you go. It's not something. It's not like not like UNR where it's like you come to school here.
Yeah,
you leave your whole family.
It's not a college town like it is here. And UNLV, they do have Greek life, and I mean, I'm not gonna diss on Greek life because I know guys in Pike there. I know some teaks there. But they don't really have a house. They have basically a bunch of satellite houses. But it's not like Greek Row here. You don't get that college feel and stuff like that. When I think of college, I think of Animal House, Monsters University, stuff like that. Not the Strip is right there, and I gotta go to work and let's go hit the bars.
What is it in Monsters University?
Uzma Kappa.
Uzma Kappa. Shout out to Mike Wazowski.
There's kind of going off of UNLV, it was like if you felt like you wanted to go to a university, not a community college. Yeah. Because I grew up right next to a community college. I grew up right next to CSN, and and whatever it's called. UNLV was not also in a very remote location. It was very suburban around like UNLV. Like we said, it didn't really feel like a college, and they don't really have any fraternity houses or sorority houses over there.
Yeah, my sister was in a sorority. I think she was in Sigma Kappa, and they couldn't actually have a sorority house because it's considered a brothel in Vegas. So it's illegal.
Wait, hold on. Seriously?
No,
it's called
yes.
a brothel.
Yeah,
So they call it like a
So a house full of women that's like an organization is considered a brothel in Vegas, and that's why they couldn't have a house. And there's brothels in Nevada, so I mean they're legal in Pahrump. I think one of our senators actually owned. It's called the Bunny Ranch. He died recently, but I think he was still on the table even though he died.
Did you know that after he died, he still won the election?
Yeah, no, they still kept him on the seat. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I forget his name, but it's called the Bunny Ranch. I think he owned or he started. But yeah, it's a brothel in Pahrump.
Yeah, but like, what year is it? They're still calling like group of like women who live together like a brothel.
It was like that reminds me of
That's
Neighbors
crazy.
2.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Neighbors 2 with Kappa Nu.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's what they think some sorority houses are like. You know, because they wanted to be the first partying sorority.
Yeah.
So I think
sorority houses here are more well disciplined, as I would put it.
100%.
I think I know some still have to wear masks when they're inside, and then when they go to the rooms, they can take off the mask. I feel like in our fraternity houses, no one really has policies.
You have your own stipulations, right?
Yeah.
It's your own house.
Yeah, everyone has their own.
Yeah, no, it's very well organized. I've heard like sorority girls tell me,
But they don't have
especially
Neff the Pharaoh coming tomorrow.
Oh,
What do you think about that, Junior? By the way, what do you think about?
So as of recording to this podcast, I don't know when it's gonna come out. Probably a few days. We have a I would say a celebrity. He's a celebrity.
He's a celebrity.
Yeah,
he's a celebrity.
He's an artist.
He's an artist.
He's got that blue check mark. So
yeah,
he's
Neff the
verified.
Pharaoh. He's gonna be coming to make a music video.
Is he a big Bay Area rapper?
Yes, he's from. I knew him when I was in like freshman year of high school.
Pat, my little bro Pat told me about him, and I started listening to him, and then that's why when Max, the guy who actually shot, sent the message to Neff, when he told me about that, I was like, that's crazy. There's no way that's gonna happen.
He's from Antioch,
okay,
which is shout out to him. He was my old roommate, Drew Patania. He's kind of from
okay.
that area. Like he's like East Bay Area, East Bay, and stuff like that. And he was huge, like obviously like where I'm from, Northern California. Like we listen to the Bay Area music more often than we did, like LA or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he has those Bay Area beats. He's very famous from where I'm from.
If you ask anybody in the Bay Area, they'll be like,
Oh
dude,
yeah,
I
yeah,
know
Neff the Pharaoh.
I still don't know what he wants. Like he wants to shoot a video or
He's so.
I'm gonna dab him
So
up.
I was reading.
Yeah.
I was reading the group chat, and he pretty much wants to come out and wants us to throw like some sick party, and he wants to use it for his video of him getting like turned, getting lit with us.
Doesn't he have to perform tomorrow too though?
Probably at night.
Yeah,
Do a little danger.
Yeah,
but
on
he
tour.
wants us during the day to get a group of people.
That
and
honestly
he goes,
would work out.
Yeah.
That if I didn't even know if it was Danger. If it's a Danger, because I know a couple fraternities are having parties tomorrow night. But if we had a pregame with Neff the Pharaoh, I mean, come on. I think that would be smart. But I don't know exactly what he wants.
Yeah.
I just think it would be funny if we all look preppy and fraternity like.
And I hope this
him.
and at this point it's not even like hypothetical. It's like we talked to the manager, the guy wants to come out and he wants to film with us. I don't know what he wants us to do, but the guy seems like a cool dude because he's been texting Max and
his manager has been texting Max, but
he's also been texting.
Yeah.
Neff has also been texting him, which is actually pretty sick.
So the big song that everyone knows from him is Big Timing. Nah, baby. Yeah, that song. That one, I remember that. That came out in 2015, and I was a freshman in high school, and in our football locker room, we would just blast that. And then that and Jordan Belfort came out that same year, so it'd be those two back to back.
Dang.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that makes me.
I remember Jordan Belfort. I remember that was. But I've heard of his. I've heard people play his songs before, and I just never put a name to like a song.
Yeah.
And
I didn't get it either.
And then when Drew showed me, he was like, "No, this is Neff the Pharaoh." Like I used to listen to him in high school.
Yeah, even
And
our
I'm like,
roommate,
I know this.
Our
song.
roommate Evan was like, "This song's on 2K," so he's like, "I know this
Yeah,
song."
he was like,
Yeah.
But like I think what rappers do, they know who their audience is, and it's probably adolescent or college students, young adults.
100%.
And so that's why you see like every year here at UNR we have like different artists and rappers.
Shout out
come here.
T-Pain.
Shout out T-Pain.
I've noticed that too. That like you would think that a lot of people would go to Vegas, but I've seen more people here at UNR than because it's a college town and there's a lot of university students here than I have in Vegas. And a lot of people skip Vegas and just go straight to UNR for the venues here, and also upcoming rappers and stuff like that. So I think that's probably why he's doing this. But it's probably good PR for both of us, I'd hope.
Yeah, I mean, a connection. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
It would
yeah.
be like
Oh, yeah.
well, he's a Bay Area. He's Bay Area, so it'd be like, connecting the two. And he's obviously listened to a lot. He's a West Coast artist. So
And he always rolls deep probably with people. So
We'll see.
That'd be cool.
We'll
I
see
mean-
how it goes. I'm kind of excited. I like how it's last minute, but we always do everything last minute.
Hey,
who
it's-
doesn't? The best things come out of that.
the best. Hey, thinking on your toes is the best way to think.
Yeah, barely getting by till the day I die.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's super crazy to me. I don't know. It's wild.
It's exciting. It's
Yeah.
cool to think that.
Next, we got to get Ludacris here though.
Yeah, no, dude,
Luda.
we gotta get Luda.
Luda.
Family.
Shout out to him at Life is
Shout out to
Beautiful.
him and family.
Family.
Even though we didn't get to see. What did you see him? Did you see Ludacris at Life? Life is Beautiful.
No, I
No,
did
I
not.
went-
We
I didn't either.
we missed him. I saw Megan Thee
missed him.
Stallion though. That was
How
sick.
was that?
I left. Well, I left Tame Impala at the end. I
Tim
went to see
Impala was
that.
not good at Life is Beautiful, which was very disappointing. Dude, I did not like Tame Impala. Green Day was the best set.
Green
Okay.
Day was insane.
100%.
That was when you dropped me on my ass.
Yeah, Jake. I remember.
Who
like,
wants to tell the story?
Yeah. So well, from what I saw, I just remember, you two being, whatever, hammered or whatever, and I remember,
I don't do that.
and well, yeah, and Jake got on your shoulders, and you got up, and I was like, oh yeah, and then I looked at Green Day, and then I looked back, and then Jake was on the floor, and he's like, and then everybody around him was like, are you okay? And I don't know, I didn't mean to die laughing, but it was pretty funny. But Green Day was still a good set. Jake got up on his toes, and
Oh, the people around him were like, "Oh my god, are you okay?"
Yeah.
I just
do you
like
need to see
bounced
someone?"
up and I was. It
And
was
he
sick.
started limping, and then like he looked at a girl and was like, "Do you want to go on my shoulders?" And she immediately did, and he's just like still like wobbling back and forth. I don't care.
oh yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, no, Tame Impala wasn't that good though, which honestly really kind of ticked me off. But who was it that freaking someone hit their head? I remember. On
Oh
your
my
group.
God.
Can we talk about that?
I don't know. Yeah, sure.
About
Cheyenne. She went into
Oh,
the
yeah.
mosh
Yeah,
pit.
she went into the mosh pit. and
Oh man.
Well,
she
yeah.
got
Yeah.
elbowed by somebody and
Like,
fell,
right,
and
yeah.
hit
fell
her
back
face.
and like
Yeah.
cracked her head. Yeah, like fell backwards on her head.
But
She
she's
has
good
a-
now. I thought she got a concussion, but I think she's
Yeah,
good.
she was
okay.
seemed alright. Yeah,
Hope so.
like I just I remember going into a mosh pit with my friend,
Hmm.
ex evening sesh producer
Oh, yeah.
Chris,
Oh.
and we just looked at each other and we're like, "You ready?" And he was like, "All right, this is one of the ones you don't punch in though, Junior." And I was like, "Okay, let's go." And then me and him full dead sprint and truck this kid, like put him on his ass, like just like he got up, he's like, "Mosh pit," and just started running around. And I just remember, like we got out of it eventually, and that was for ASAP Rocky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
A$AP
and
Rocky
it was
ASAP
crazy.
Rocky.
Yeah.
I lost my shoe and
You
Jake-
lost your shoe?
yeah, I lost my shoe and
Can
Jake
you
saw me on the floor.
elaborate on
I'm
that?
like,
Yeah, so
No, that's sick.
anyway, like I had these white Vans, but my shoes were untied, and I just jumped into the mosh pit, and I was jumping around, and then all of a sudden I was barefooted in my left shoe, and I was like, oh shit. So I was on the floor, and Jake sees me on the floor in the middle of the mosh pit getting my shoe,
I was like,
And then-
what dumbass lost their
And
like,
then-
what dumbass was crawling around on
and
the
then
floor
I just
right now?
lift my hand up in the air with my shoe, and I start waving it around. I was like, yeah, my fucking shoe. And I was,
Jesus.
yeah, dude. I mean, I was because like,
Yeah.
dude, imagine fucking being there the whole time with one shoe. That would suck.
No, dude, because then everyone would look at you and be like, hey,
Yeah.
bro, look, that dumbass has one shoe.
Have you seen the Trevor Wallace TikTok where it's like when you're lost at a festival? Because he was at like
Oh,
yeah,
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 yeah, yeah.
that was me. I got lost probably every single day. Like I was walking with Jake.
Yeah,
And,
the
uh,
one with the nipple tassels. No, the other girl with the nipple tassels.
Are you on LSD? I'm not. I mean, just a little bit. So I was walking with Jake, and I'm walking, and then I turn around, and Jake is gone. Jake left me, and then I'm literally somehow just
Jake.
I don't know how I just knew I was like, all right, I need to go this way, and I just ended up meeting up with them, and I pushed Jake, and he turned around, he was gonna sock me because he thought I was some random person.
Yeah, no, but honestly, that's unfair to say I lost you because you and
100%
we have one
fair.
of our friends, Lexi. No, they have the same mentality. I am walking thinking that, yes, they see me and they're just going to keep walking. I'm not bobbing and weaving or anything. And then I turn around and you're gone. So I've probably lost Junior and Lexi within 5 minutes of each day of the festival.
Well, we
More than
walked
five.
we walked in.
Multiple times. Yeah, it was not once.
We walked in. I mean, Lexi only really wanted to be there to see Bergalt. Right when we walked in, Right when we walked in the festival the first day, she literally is gone. We've only seen her for 30 seconds, and she just left. And we were like, Lexi, where'd you go? And she's just like looking for Bergal on her phone. Like that woman is obsessed with that man. But I know a lot of people who are, like myself included.
Oh,
That
yeah,
guy-
man.
that guy-
I was just as excited to see Bergal.
That guy is a different element, a different breed. I mean,
That's a callback to one of our earlier episodes. We had
oh yeah,
Bergald
you,
on
Really?
there.
you guys
Yeah.
actually had Bergal on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out
Oh.
to that guy.
No, that guy's a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very well known in these parts of the
Very well known,
Good.
well put together,
great guy.
but also,
Well connected,
Well
smart,
connected.
smart.
Enough about Bergal.
He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
He doesn't even need. See, one word to describe him, I'd say, is like adaptability. You know,
Yeah.
he's like, whatever situation you put him in, he doesn't have to be the smartest there, but he'll probably come out on top,
Yeah.
which is what I aspire to be.
And over the summer, you guys worked at the Aces Stadium.
Yes.
Yes.
Which we're going there after this. Shout out St. Jude. We're doing a St. Jude charity fund.
Shout out St.
We
Jude's.
don't. We're not just degenerates. We do everything for the children. And I think actually we have, I think we have around 60 people. $14 a ticket. That's like 840, and then people's girlfriends and stuff. That's gonna be 1,000. Almost. 1,000.
that is just like tickets purchased by people in the chapter.
Yeah.
So any other tickets purchased saying that like,
for St. Jude's.
oh hey,
Yeah.
this is gonna be for St. Jude's,
But
whatever money. This is just like one of the very small things.
what were you gonna say anyway? My bad, Junior. Before I cut
Oh,
you off.
okay, yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah,
that was
Well,
another
shout out
tangent,
to
but
St. Jude,
it's
my
for the
bad.
kids.
Sorry.
That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
for the
shout out
kids.
to- shout out to St. Jude's. How was like working for like a minor league club, like the what you guys did and stuff like that?
So yeah, I mean, I'll talk first, give my point of view, and then we later got Jake in to finish out the summer. But yeah, so like, I mean, I told my dad about this, and it was like he's like, that's my dream job, except it would be at Dodger Stadium because I'm a Dodger fan, he's a Dodger fan.
Go Giants.
Yeah, fuck you. But yeah,
Go Yankees.
so working there, I mean, honestly, all you do is literally we're just working.
Sorry.
You're just working with your boys and stuff like that, and whatever, and it was fun. But then once we got kind of close to the staff members there, and I mean, I'm not going to say too much about the stuff that would happen, but we got to go down to the clubhouse, actually meet some of the players that are like now in the Diamondbacks.
yeah.
With, shout out Drew Ellis.
Isn't sorry to cut you off, but like a beer?
I think
He
he
gets pulled up. He gets pulled up.
gets pulled up and down.
To,
yeah.
he I think so. He is currently on the Diamondbacks because of a COVID reserve, but
Yeah.
if a minor league player gets pulled up for COVID and they start doing well, they might get signed to the active roster
Yeah,
in the
but-
off season.
Well,
Diamond-
I saw that for his first career hit that he hit a home run. So
Yes,
shout out to
yes,
him.
that
Shout
was
out to
pretty.
him.
That was pretty cool. I mean, I was actually there in the clubhouse cleaning when they were recording him pack up his stuff and then go into the Diamondbacks. But I think just the Diamondbacks needs players because just the state that they're in right now. But
Yeah.
however, the stadium, it's really nice connections. People know, and they don't do just at Greater Nevada Fields what it's called. They don't do just baseball. We set up events like there's this thing called Club Sexy, and I think you were there.
I was.
Yeah, the Latin nightclub. That was actually fun, and setting that up and then being there and then going down to the clubhouse was pretty fun. So, yeah.
Also, Nitro Circus. We just recently had Nitro Circus.
Oh yeah, Nitro Circus was pretty lit too. I wish we got to see that, but I think we were in meeting or we had a meeting for that.
Yeah, but it was like one of the workers for them put it in perspective. So what we do is we would wash pallets and lay down probably about like 200 something feet worth of pallets, right?
Yeah.
But imagine if like all your job was is every other day you just lay hundreds of feet of like pallets and set it up. That's pretty much like their job. It's what they get paid to do for a living. And it's like $14, $15 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like same money we were making, but like that was every other day was probably one of the worst things you could do.
Yeah. No, it sounded fun for you. Like
Well-
honestly, like that's a cool gig. I mean, you work for
I think
you know.
what was fun about it, what actually made me like realize, I don't know. I think this is kind of a nerdy way of thinking, but I always really like grew up liking mob movies. Like my favorite movie is Goodfellas, and when I looked around, seeing that I work with my friends. Our girlfriends all know each other. They all hang out with each other and their friends, and then we go out and drink and do whatever. I mean, sorry I'm saying that, but I just it feels like a family, and it feels
We're
like
over
just
21. It's okay.
yeah, there you go. It feels like a family, and it feels like what we're all a part of this big thing, and we're all working for something greater. Working at that stadium really made me feel that way, and then going out with our boss was pretty cool too, and going back and hitting the cages and stuff like that. And yeah, it was pretty fun.
It was a genuine job. It felt deeper. It felt deeper than just a job.
That's awesome.
It was like you're with your friends. We had a good relationship with our boss. He was a very cool guy.
Yeah, we call him Coach.
Shout out, Coach.
Shout out, Coach.
Shout out, Coach. I actually was lucky enough to know this guy and like hang out with him and stuff. I never worked with the guy or worked with these guys. I had my own job, but he was a good guy.
We just liked having Junior
He's
around.
a different breed, and I remember when we first meet Coach. Like if you ever see Coach, he only wears sunglasses at whether it's nighttime, inside, outside. And we all like, you know, when we first started working, we all were like, dude, why is this guy wearing fucking sunglasses all the fucking time?
Literally midnight.
Yeah, it was scary. So then one night we finally got comfortable with him, and we, you know, he was at the bars, and we're like, and we said, hey, we gotta ask, like, why do you wear sunglasses? And he says, oh, well, I'm actually blind in one eye. And we were like, okay, that's understandable. And then this guy Mac, which is his birthday, shout out Mac.
Shout out to my little bro.
He was hammered and puts his arm around Coach and says, so, like, why do you wear sunglasses? Like, are you blind or something? And he's like, yes, I actually am, as your boss. And, like, and he works for him. He's like, yes, I am. And Mac is, like, pissed off. And he's like, oh, I'm a fucking dick. And just goes down and just sits down the whole night. But
And Mac never worked again. No, I'm
No.
kidding, Doug.
Yeah.
Coach was cool about it.
Yeah, Coach is really respectful and cool.
No, he's
Definitely an interesting guy.
He's very interesting. Sitting down and talking with that man.
Yeah.
But I joined later in the summer because I spent most of my summer in Vegas with my parents. Just as like my first freshman going into sophomore, I realized like, you know, I should spend more time with them and being older too.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like coming into like a group. All these guys did with gatekeep that they knew more than me, which is funny. Because I would mention about hating something and be like, dude, look, imagine doing this like all summer. They would just gatekeep everything. But it was
king of gatekeeping.
No, these guys were definitely that. But it was
yeah.
yeah.
You didn't spend the whole summer with us, so fuck you.
I still work there.
Yeah.
But it's a fun experience. I definitely recommend anybody that's listening that it hasn't, you know, putting themselves out there and gotten a job that you may not even think of.
Mm-hmm.
But working for a sports team, it's definitely a rush. I mean, this like got me back into baseball. I've been about football my whole life. I liked baseball here and there, but it just like gets you involved and makes you feel greater. You know what I'm saying? It's
Greater
like
Nevada Fields.
a Greater Nevada Fields. It's like this functions. All these games look so good because we work hard and we clean these, you know, all this stuff.
You took great appreciation for what you did.
Honestly,
Exactly.
And
a little bit of self-pride.
Yeah.
not only that, I honestly want to give a shout out to Greater Nevada Fields because the way it's ran there, and like honestly, I know Aviators, the Las Vegas minor league team, got voted top minor league baseball team, but fuck them. We're playing them today, even though I'm from Vegas. But after working for Greater Nevada Fields, honestly, you know, I was the lower position, so I can say fuck whoever I want. I'm not anyone big in Greater Nevada Fields, but I think they ran it very well. It's a clean stadium. And it's very organized. And I mean, unfortunately, we didn't make playoffs this year. But like everyone's just very kind there, very nice and respectful. Everyone says hello and stuff like that. And it's just like they don't even care if you're whatever. I mean, I worked as a custodial staff, and I still hung out with the you know, assistant or the clubbies and talked to some of the players. I mean, I didn't really get in the way of them, but it was pretty fun. And the security team, you know, it was like. They were pretty nice. Like I remember I was walking with my girlfriend one time in the middle of the night, and I didn't want to walk home in the middle of the night, or wait outside, for my Uber. So I actually went up to the stadium and I asked the security guard, like, hey, you know, I work here. Can I just stay here with my girlfriend while we wait? And he's like, yeah, come inside. And we just went down in the clubhouse and started hitting some baseballs. And then you know my Uber came and picked us up. So like honestly, shout out them. If anybody, you know, is from Reno or goes to Reno, just I recommend going to seeing catching a baseball game there. It's pretty
Season's
nice.
almost over, but it's not very expensive to go enjoy a game. It's pretty aesthetic in the fact that like it's a nice looking field.
Yeah, for it being in, I mean, it was built in or it was started in 2010.
Yeah.
The field, but it was still
take you know,
still pretty nice.
you can use that as like a date idea, or maybe you just get your homies together or some friends and be like, hey, let's go catch a baseball game.
Yeah,
you know?
Thirsty Thursday. They always have
Thursday.
something every day. Thirsty Thursday, $2 beers.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, Family Sunday. You know, $1 hot dogs. They have something every day. You know.
Yeah.
Recommend that.
Very inexpensive, fun time.
All right, to wrap things up, like congrats and thank you for freaking coming on the podcast. Your first time on here. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having us,
Yeah,
Junior.
Of course,
no.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Again, this was Andrew Garcia and Jake Van Horster, and it's the Evening Sesh podcast. And pretty soon I'm going to be throwing this on Spotify and Apple, so it's going to be a wide
Nice.
range.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Season
just,
2, baby.
Season 2 is what I'm going to be calling
Yeah,
it.
and
Season 2.
if people don't, I mean, people aren't seeing it because they're listening to it right now. But Junior is currently in a nice, expensive studio that is rented by the UNR, that is given to us and rented by UNR.
Yeah.
So you can also rent a camera there too, Junior. And I suggest you
Yeah.
start recording these because
Yeah.
I'm sure people want to see your
Yeah.
lovely face.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's a future thing. That's not something I'm not gonna do. So, yeah. All right, thank you
Thanks,
again. This was the Evening Said podcast. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.